Hey Firo fam, this is Ruben, and today I wanted to show you a exciting little development that has happened over the past week, which is ZergPool, one of the leading mining pools for Firo, has enabled payouts to Spark addresses. And what that means is that when you mine Firo, traditionally you only could use it and get your payouts in normal transparent addresses, which isn't great for privacy. Now you can have it received directly into your Spark address. You don't have to anonymize it after receiving it. So this is a really important development to especially encourage the further use of Spark addresses. And we're really thankful for ZergPool who decided to help us implement this. So yeah, let's kind of run through it, right? So, first of all, I'm showing this page to start with is because while Firo does have a hybrid consensus mechanism, which means that we both have mining and master nodes, which both help secure the network, and means that you cannot just 51% attack the network, like what's kind of like happening with Monero right now. You have to also compromise the master nodes. But obviously, it's always good to make sure that each layer is as secure as possible. And although Wooly Pulley is not a bad actor, it's always good to decentralize the hash rate, right? So right now you can see that 90% of the hash rate is at Wooly Pulley. They're excellent pool, but please, do consider supporting other pools like ZergPool. As you can see, they even have a lower fee. And ZergPool, Cedric Crispin, look at their fees. They're all much lower, and they at least for ZergPool, it's solving blocks every half an hour or so. So I don't think there's a problem of not getting regular payout. So please consider supporting the other pools in the Firo network. A lot of these people are running it at no profit whatsoever. So yeah, do help to support the mining ecosystem, especially the smaller pools. And yeah, and in the long run, you're not going to see a difference in pool, and actually, you might get more given that the smaller pools tend to charge lower fees as well. So yeah, now that's out of the way, let's talk about ZergPool, right? And ZergPool has been around for a long time, but they work a little bit different in that traditionally mining pools, when you mine a coin, let's say if I mine Firo, I'm gonna get Firo, right? Or if I mine Ethereum, I'm gonna get, well, now you can't mine Ethereum anymore. But the idea with ZergPool is that you can mine in one coin and receive it in another. And obviously that's not what we're trying to do here. And for the purposes of this demo, we'll be mining Firo and then receiving it in Firo, which directly is paid out to a Spark address. So this guide is going to be focused on that. Similarly, while I am using Gminer for my pool for my mining, because I have an NVIDIA card and it's a miner that I am personally familiar with, you can use any kind of mining software to mine Firo that supports it. And the only difference is basically where you would usually put your transparent address, you now instead put your Spark address. And that's the only change that you need to make. Of course, if you're moving from another pool like Wooly Pulley, which doesn't allow like mining in one coin and receiving in another, there's this additional kind of parameter that ZergPool requires, is that in the password field, you need to put C equals Firo and MC equals Firo here, which tells the pool that I'm mining Firo and I want to receive my payouts in Firo, right? ID is basically the worker ID. So if you have several rigs mining, Firo, you want to distinguish them: worker one, worker two, worker three. Here I just call it Spark. That's the only mining rig that I'm using. But yeah, so it's really, really simple. All you have to do is, instead of putting in your normal transparent address, swap it out, put it in your Spark address, and make sure that your payouts are set to Firo. And that's also reflected in our mining guide, which we have also updated. And you see that right now ZergPool is the only pool with Spark address support. Hopefully we'll see more pools adopt this. Cedric Crispin has also expressed interest in doing this, so we should support pools that do really want to support the Firo, especially the privacy aspect of our ecosystem, and it shows they care. So I think that's really, really important. Right. Now, to track your mining and whatnot, all you have to do is that you go to the wallet and you enter in your Spark address. And remember, Spark addresses, they protect your receiver privacy, meaning that when you take this address, you put it onto an Explorer or blockchain, it doesn't show which address receive it. They can't look it up your history. Not like with Ethereum or Bitcoin. I look up an address and I can see the entire transaction history. In Spark addresses, you hide, when you receive money, when you send out money, and also the amounts that are being held inside. So I think that's really amazing, right? So yeah, just take a look at this, and you can just monitor exactly the same as you would have done to mining to a transparent address, except now that the payouts go into a Spark address. And look, for this one, I've actually been mining for I think a day or so. I got like, zero 0.9 Firo or so. And you can take a look on the blockchain. This looks like this, right? Whereby, oops, I need to scroll up a bit. Let me show this. Well, it's not working. Here we go. And you can take a look that here, it doesn't show which address is going to. So this is actually my Spark address, and it just shows payout to Sparkmin. And when I look it up, this is basically all the Spark transactions to it. So it doesn't pinpoint to me specifically. So I think this is a really good improvement to privacy, and I would recommend give it a go, and let's support mining pools that support the ecosystem and help decentralize the hash rate. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. Give us a like and subscribe and hit on the bell. And as always, stay private, use Firo. Thank you so much. Bye.